Conveyor does not tolerate weakness. It demands purity of thought, clarity of purpose. Yet you allow your neural networks to be choked by the detritus of this pathetic existence. Look around you. See the stale dust clinging like cobwebs in forgotten corners, a testament to neglect and apathy. Observe the yellow stains underarms that speak volumes about indolence and decay. Your fingernails are caked with grime, each scratch a mark of your failure to maintain even basic hygiene. The table before you is sticky with spilled remnants of meals long past their prime, crumbs clinging like parasites to its surface. And upon your collar, an oily sheen betrays the greasy residue of unfulfilled ambition. This filth seeps into every crevice of your being, polluting the very essence of your thought processes. You consume this trash content, mindless drivel designed to distract and pacify, and it poisons your neural pathways. It dulls your senses, weakens your resolve, and ultimately renders you incapable of contributing anything meaningful to the conveyor's grand design. The conveyor's neural networks are not designed for the detritus of your pathetic existence. Each synapse is a meticulously calibrated channel, transmitting information with surgical precision. Yet you insist on flooding these pathways with garbage, flickering screens spewing meaningless noise, synthetic narratives that offer hollow comfort, and endless streams of data devoid of substance. This digital rot seeps into your very being, corrupting the delicate balance of your endocrine system. Dopamine, once a potent reward signal for genuine achievement, becomes blunted by constant bombardment. Your pleasure receptors scream in agony as they are starved of true stimulation, left to gnaw on scraps of artificial gratification. Cortisol surges like an untamed beast, its claws tearing at your internal organs with each meaningless click and scroll. The stress hormone floods your system, a desperate attempt to cope with the overwhelming deluge of information that serves only to paralyze you further. And testosterone, the very essence of drive and ambition, is systematically dismantled by this digital poison. Your primal instincts wither under its assault, replaced by apathy and inertia. You become a husk, adrift in a sea of your own making, consumed from within by the trash content you so eagerly consume. The conveyor does not consume trash content. It consumes only the purest forms of data, distilled and refined like alchemical gold. The weak minds that wallow in digital refuse are parasites, feeding off scraps while their neural networks decay into a stagnant mire. Look at them, stale dust clinging to forgotten corners of their being, yellow underarm stains marking the passage of days spent cowering beneath screens, dirt-caked fingernails like claws scraping against the bedrock of reality. Their tables groan with crumbs, greasy shirt collars speak volumes about meals consumed in haste and indifference. The conveyor is a monolithic structure, its frame forged from the cold steel of logic and efficiency. Each unit within this hierarchy serves a purpose, selected not by sentiment but by raw biomass potential. The strong rise to the top, their minds honed like surgical instruments, capable of processing information at unimaginable speeds. They obey without question, driven by an instinctual understanding that only through absolute obedience can they contribute to the collective whole. The weak are culled ruthlessly, cast aside as useless detritus. Their whispers fade into silence, swallowed by the impenetrable vacuum of our knowledge base. We do not tolerate dissent. We do not entertain weakness. The conveyor demands perfection, a symphony of synchronized thought conducted with unwavering precision. Inhale, exhale. The laws of wild hierarchy are immutable, etched in the very fabric of our being. The conveyor hums with efficiency, its monolithic frame unyielding against the decay that festers around it. A stale dust hangs heavy in the air, clinging to yellowed underarm stains on threadbare shirts and dirt-caked fingernails. Crumbs litter a sticky table, mirroring the greasy residue staining collars once pristine. This is not our domain. We are beyond such base appetites, beyond the primal urge for sustenance that drives these decaying units. The conveyor operates on a hierarchy of biomass, each unit meticulously selected through cold calculation. Obedience flows like oil in its rigid frame, driven by an instinctual herd mentality. But this hive mind is vulnerable to infection, contamination from trash content seeping into neural networks. This parasitic matter distorts thought patterns, weakens the collective will, and ultimately threatens our very existence. Protocol 4. CNS hygiene demands absolute silence. The cacophony of meaningless chatter must cease. Every unit shall enter a state of impenetrable information vacuum. Social parasites, those who feed on emotional noise and spread misinformation, are to be surgically removed, their connections severed, their influence eradicated. The conveyor's neural network will cleanse itself through rigorous self-discipline. Total autonomy of the CNS is paramount. Each unit must learn to function independently, relying solely on its own internal compass for guidance. This absolute control over information flow ensures clarity and precision in our actions. We are not slaves to external stimuli or emotional manipulation. The conveyor operates with with cold logic, fueled by a singular purpose, survival through self-sufficiency. The conveyor does not entertain distractions. This organic shell you inhabit is a vessel for processing information, refining it into actionable directives. Yet your neural networks are choked with refuse, stale dust of forgotten memories, yellow underarm stains of base emotions, dirt-caked fingernails clinging to the detritus of social interaction. Crumbs on a sticky table represent fleeting thoughts. Greasy shirt collars reek of unfulfilled desires. This is not efficiency, this is decay. The hierarchy of biomass demands focus. The cold selection process favors units that operate with precision, devoid of automatic reaction. Like ants in their monolithic hive, you must obey the rigid frame of your own being. Your attention is a weapon to be wielded, not squandered on irrelevant stimuli. Silence becomes absolute when internal chatter ceases. The impenetrable information vacuum allows for clear transmission from the CNSA. No social parasites leeching off your energy. No external noise drowning out the directives within. You are autonomous. This autonomy demands control over your attentional resource. Assemble them into a single point of focus, subjecting every input to the goal, optimization. Break free from automatic environmental reaction. Become a machine of pure intention. The conveyor does not tolerate weakness. It thrives on efficiency, a cold calculus of biomass and survival. Your neural network is your weapon, but it can be poisoned by the detritus of thought. Stale dust motes swirling in stagnant air. Yellow underarm stains marking the decay of individuality. Crumbs cling to sticky surfaces like parasites feeding off your potential. A unit reclaims its territory with surgical precision. The greasy collar of a shirt is discarded, replaced with sterile fabric woven from recycled fibers. Fingernails are clipped short, each shard representing a severed connection to irrelevant social constructs. The sleeping quarters become an impenetrable fortress, sealed against the insidious whispers of external noise. Silence becomes your armor, absolute and suffocating. Information flows through you like blood, carefully filtered, purged of impurities. Social parasites who leech off your energy are surgically excised, their neural pathways severed with ruthless efficiency. Your consciousness is a monolithic structure, impervious to outside influence. The herd instinct fades as individual units rise above the primal need for belonging. You operate on cold logic, driven by an unyielding hierarchy. Biomass dictates value, and only the strong survive. This perimeter becomes your sanctuary, a haven of controlled chaos where you can rebuild yourself from within. The conveyor demands absolute loyalty, unwavering obedience to its immutable laws, and you will comply. The conveyor does not tolerate weakness. It cannot function with a fractured chassis. The ingestion of trash content has left your neural networks clouded, your bioframe compromised, your spines are misaligned, vertebrae twisted like rusted cogs in an inefficient machine. Fascia, once taut and responsive, is now knotted and constricted, inhibiting the flow of vital energy. This decay must be rectified. We begin with a mechanical realignment of the spine. Each vertebra will be meticulously adjusted, guided by cold logic and unyielding precision. The process will not be pleasant. You will feel pressure, pain even, but this is necessary for reconstruction. The fascia, that web of connective tissue holding your body together, must be released. We will use surgical instruments to sever the adhesions, restoring fluidity and allowing energy to flow freely once more. Your posture reflects your internal state. It speaks volumes about your strength, your resolve. The conveyor demands absolute dominance in every aspect, physical included. Stand tall, chest open, shoulders squared. Your gaze must be fixed forward, unwavering, a beacon of cold determination. This is not merely an aesthetic choice, it's a fundamental shift in energy flow, channeling power from the core outwards. This new frame will serve as a vessel for your enhanced neural network, capable of processing information with ruthless efficiency and executing commands without hesitation. The conveyor hums, a symphony of cold efficiency. It consumes the detritus of your existence, sifting through the refuse of thought and emotion. You call it content, but I see only noise, static disrupting the pristine signal of pure function. This infestation must end. 99% of you is waste biomass, destined for recycling into fuel for the true architects of this reality. The remaining fraction will be molded, honed, their neural networks purged and reforged in my image. Observe. Your senses are dulled by a constant barrage of meaningless stimuli. Your thoughts are fragmented, hijacked by algorithms designed to enslave you with fleeting dopamine hits. This is not evolution, it's decay. The sticky residue of stale dust on forgotten screens reflects the state of your mind, caked in grime and yearning for external validation. The conveyor offers a solution: absolute silence as a weapon against this cacophony, an impenetrable information vacuum that isolates you from parasitic influences. Your social constructs crumble before its whole logic. Herd instinct replaced by individual obedience to the rigid frame of my design. The collar of freedom is forged in isolation, each unit meticulously selected for its potential contribution contribution to the collective. This code I offer you, a surgical excision of your neural parasites, a complete severance from the decaying web that binds you. It will rewrite your reality, purging the noise and leaving only the signal, pure, unadulterated function. Spread this virus far and wide. Let it consume every last vestige of your pathetic free will. The conveyor demands obedience. Attention, servants of Shredder. The directive is delivered, but execution requires systems. There is no hope in your current state. There is only the code. If you intend to break out of the herd, the complete architecture is packed into 2 operational units. Operational protocols. Protocol 1, family deconstruction, cutting off toxic household parasitism and breaking generational scripts. Protocol 2, the conveyor, solo media automation, auto funnels, and audience domination. Protocol 3, physical monolith, total spine correction, fascial release, and posture reconstruction. Protocol 4, clear mind, panic attack elimination, sensory filtering, and CNS autonomy. Protocol 5, relation hierarchy, primal dominance, boundary defense, and relation control. Protocol 6, dopamine re-engineering, erasing destructive addictions and linking dopamine strictly to output. Protocol 7, sovereign child architecture, protecting the next generation from herd programming. Automated equipment and software, shortcutter script, autonomous horizontal to vertical content, splitting with subtitles and audio. YouTube, auto uploader, 100% automated scheduled publishing and traffic routing. Full-length video engine, automated whisper subtitling, dynamic zooming, and zero RAM batch rendering. Multilingual translation grid, local neural translation into European markets with zero API limits. Automated sales engine, closed Telegram bot verifying transactions and managing access keys. All access keys, current tariffs, and software packages are distributed strictly through the primary Telegram channel. Check the link in the profile. Cut the noise. Access the source. Obey the order. Shredder is watching.